is In the Shadows Podcast. Lots of cigar talk, but if it's going on in the world, we'll be talking about that too. And by the way, the fellas don't shy away from controversial topics. Trust me. So grab that stick, kick back with your favorite drink, and let's do the thing. This is the In the Shadows Podcast. Now your hosts, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, along with Albert, Martine, and Eric.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Shadow Smoke Legion in the Shadow Podcast. I'm your host, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. And today we have Eric and Martine. Albert's taking the time off, so he won't be on today. Now, today's topic, we kind of talked a little bit about this prior to figure out what topic we want to talk about. And I guess the one that we actually got to talk about today is Vitola versus flavor. And I think it's one of those things that I always hear people say is that, oh, certain Vitola tastes better, even though it's the same cigar. You know, Lancero is the ultimate flavor machine. If you want to taste just the flavor, you want to go with, Lanceros. If you get a Robusto and Toro is not going to taste as good as a Lancero, because if you want all the flavor, you want to get a Lancero. As you can see, I already said Lancero how many times? I don't know. So let's talk about that, right? Let's start with the question. Do you feel like there's a consistency of what Vitola tastes better than the rest of the Vitola for the same cigar? Let's start with Martine.
I think this is going to be an episode where we bash on Lanceros. And no, I think when it comes to cigar sizes, I think we all have a preferred size. You will usually gravitate towards Robustos and Toros, even more if it's box pressed. I sometimes grab Torpedoes, but Lanceros, I like that it's more of for me, you get more of a flavor, more of something from Lanceros. I feel it's like it's concentrated, it's a smaller ring gauge, you get more flavor out of the cigar, in my opinion.
Okay, so you do feel like Lancero does give you more flavor, even though you prefer a Robusto or Toro?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, what about you, Eric?
I think it's a piece of trash. Lancero, I don't know about more flavor, but I prefer a Toro, Like, usually most of my cigars Toro, because Toro, to me, a Toro have a sweet spot too, right? And Lancero is just for bitches that think they're freaking... that think that, like, well, who's that fucking crazy lady in the Dalmatian? I forgot her name.
She was smoking a cigarette, bro, and there was I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they all look the same, days, right?
Women used to put a cigarette at the end of a stick that would hold the cigarette, so that
what Lancero
get the smell on your fingers.
That what Lancero remind me of. They just look like a bitch cigars for women. To me, when I smoke a Lancero, I don't see the flavor different either. It's also have a sweet spot, and to me, most cigars have a sweet spot. What do you mean I smoke I smoke my cigar how I always smoke it. I don't take my. Usually, I'm a fast smoker, right? I don't care. And you tell me to, like, oh, here, slow down on the way you smoke to make it taste better. Shut up! Don't talk to me. Like, I smoke the way I want it, and. It's a skinny, scrawny looking twig. You don't even look like a boss holding it. You know what I mean? Like this, I know people can't see, but I'm holding a Robusto. And yeah, you look like a boss holding a Robusto, Like, imagine me holding a skinny ass chopstick like this. That don't look cool, right? So that's how I feel about Lancero. And people always say, oh, you get more of the wrapper. I think they just stretch it out,
I think you're more fixed on the look that it gives you than the actual flavor of the cigar.
No, dude, I don't I smoke Lancero, and I don't think they taste better or any different. Actually, to me, there's a lot of to me shape. Most of the shape doesn't change the way I taste the flavor whatsoever.
Have you ever taken a Lancero, like a cigar that's available in a Lancero, and smoke it to see what
Yeah,
the
and
difference is?
it tastes the same to me. Like to me, like shape doesn't change the flavors for me at all. Actually, like maybe tiny bit amount, but it's not like something that's majorly that I could pick out the different. That's why you see me. I would never review the same cigar in different Vitola because it's the same cigar to me.
Okay.
I don't either.
I think here's the thing though. There's a few things, right? First of all, different cigar sizes means there's different amount of filler in there, right? So the flavor is gonna change a little bit here and there. They adjusted to be certain way, so that it's not too far apart from what they're trying to do with the flavor. My thing with the Lancero is that because they're only so big, that entire cigar tastes like one flavor, and then you're missing out. It's like having a really nice dish, but only with the one condiment, or only like having a chicken with only salt on it, no pepper, no garlic, nothing, just salt, right? So it's kind of like that. I mean, if you wanna go taste something very one-dimensional, I can understand. If you want to find out everything that this one wrapper will offer you, I can understand it. But if you just want to smoke the wrapper, why don't you just get a Fuma? It doesn't matter what it is, right? Just use that one thing, roll it up. Don't even put a binder or filler in there. Just roll it up.
Oh, so that what the Fuma is?
Fuma is basically one leaf they rolled up at the factory, try to taste the single flavor of the leaf.
So what are cigars that say, oh, this, name of the cigar than Fuma? What does that mean?
No, that's different. So what you're thinking of is like you got, let's say the Scorpion from Camacho, they make it in a Fumas. That's different. Basically, if you have one tobacco and you roll it up and able to smoke it, you get the flavor of the cigar or the tobacco. But a Lancero is different because you have an actual blend of a cigar in that size.
I understand that, but like here's the thing: the whole main point of a Lancero is so that the wrapper shines, right? The wrapper outshines everybody else, and I really feel like such a one-dimensional cigar that I actually don't like Lanceros. That, I mean, aside from the fact that holding Lancero does make me feel a little bit girly, like between maybe 10-15% gay on my fingers, but I'm totally I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that.
Wow.
It's just that for a cultural perspective, like when we see a long, thin tobacco, automatically we think woman smokes that.
Yep.
Automatically, right? So, and even like for cigarettes, the cigarette has a woman size. They're longer. If you look for those,
The hundreds.
So
yeah,
It's
hundreds.
like no. They're longer and thinner as well.
Yeah, but you're right. The hundreds are the female ones, more like, and they sometimes they want to make it even longer by putting an extra filter cap on at the end of it. If you want to go even more fancy, you get a cap that breaks menthol. You can break the little capsule in there. You smoke menthol.
You're the one that you pop. Yep.
Yeah. So if you put all that in perspective, right? Cultural, we just don't like thin cigars. So when you're smoking it, you don't feel like you're holding something of substance. You feel like you're holding a raw material rather than a finished product, right? So we tend to lean towards something that has some gauge, right? But here's the thing, though. Sometimes I smoke Coronas, I smoke Robusto, I smoke Toros, but when I hold the cigar in my hand, Robusto tend to be like just the right medium size, and the Toro is like, I feel Toro like it's like the full real size of a cigar. Like that's what I feel. Right? Whenever you think of a cigar, Toro is the size. You're like, that's the size that it should be. But obviously, most people will blend something smaller and then add or remove leaves as they go. So Corona size or Toro size is probably what they blend for, and then go up from there. So I honestly feel like those you gotta get more benefit of what the blender intended to portray, because they have enough room to put all the fillers, all the blends, all the binder, and all the stuff in there to make the flavor they want, right? If I tell you that you can only make a dish with, I don't know, 1 pound of material versus 5 ounces material, it's going to taste very different because now you have limited room to make each of the material shine, right? Like instead of a handful of broccoli, you get to put one small tiny bit of broccoli. You're not going to really taste it, right?
I mean, there are some chefs that do that. Like you get a little small portion of something.
Well, yeah, but
but
you're
those
talking about
are-
garnish now.
those are- yeah, exactly. You talk about just a specialty of one dish flavor, you know.
Right.
Not just
So when you
garnish,
don't have
like
enough room-
if you have like a small dish.
Well, that's different because French people have tiny stomach. So, they can eat 3 peas and get full. That's different, right?
Now,
What does that have to do with anything?
those are for the fucking models that like, oh, I don't want to gain weight, but I want to eat some flavor.
And they charge you like a shit ton more money because it's like a chef prepared it. It's a specific
All right.
way.
That's a totally different story where I can tell you about my wife rather pay more for less than less for more. But, that's the different story.
It depends on the quality, right? The quality.
Right. So here's the thing.
Okay.
So, like I say, I feel like the blend is very important for a cigar. When you shrink down the size, you're taking away the opportunity for any of the tobacco to shine other than the wrapper because they're not reducing the wrapper. Albert and I did a calculation. There is actually more wrapper on a Lancero than a Robusto. Okay, so we calculated that it's true, yes, but at the same time, you're taking away everything else, and everything else is the guts, the transition, the flavors of that tobacco. You're taking that away, and I feel like, yeah, it's like a comparison between a master of something versus jack of all trade, right? You get one tobacco that's like, concentrated, just that one thing, or you can get something that like a Dr. Pepper. It's like Dr. Pepper versus Coke. Coke has one flavor. Dr. Pepper has like, I don't know, 50 or whatever flavor, whatever.
There's like 500
23
ingredient
flavors.
Right? Yeah. So it's kind of like that. So I prefer transitions. I get bored over a cigar that doesn't change.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else, but I like I smoke this and then it's one flavor and all of a sudden it changes something else. You pick up some other flavor. So it's constantly refreshing your own taste bud.
Yeah,
right?
like,
Your own palate.
You'd be like smoking like first third and the second third and just randomly like, whoa, what was that?
Right.
Like,
And I like to do that. And I think to me, that's a better tasting cigar than a Lancero. And that doesn't say that Lancero doesn't have a concentrated taste. And if you want just that, you want just that. So I don't know what other people prefer. I hear a lot of people raving about that kind of stuff, which kind of like what is going on.
They're sworn by the Lancero. I have
And
no
the thing
idea.
that bothers me the most is Lancero actually costs more. That bothers me.
Yeah, that's true.
You're using less
I mean,
material.
they're also harder to
technically.
roll.
I don't see that. I don't see how that's harder to roll.
You're rolling less tobacco.
Right.
I don't know how that's.
I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but there have been many people who said that Lanceros are harder to roll.
Yeah, because they don't get to use the machine. The machine is too thick. You gotta use by hand.
We're gonna be on that again.
But have you ever tried to take a piece of paper and just put it against the table and just roll forward? And you automatically become a tube.
Yeah.
You've done that, right? You've seen people do that, right? Piece of
I
paper,
do-
you just
I
fold
do
the
that.
corner and push forward. You will
just
roll.
push forward. It will roll to a tube. Yeah.
Right. And it's a lot harder to roll to a bigger tube than a smaller tube. Because the more you roll, the tighter it gets. Just keep
Yeah, but
rolling.
the thing is, like, the more you have to make it consistent, it's gonna be harder, right?
Yeah. So, even though it might be harder to roll, I still don't see the justification for that much increase. Have you guys seen that Davidoff Anniversario Lancero? Did you guys see that price?
I didn't because, I just saw a cigar. I was like, nope, I don't give a fuck. And there's
Oh my God.
dude, like, so far, every lounge that I go to, they're like, oh, have you tried the new Lancero from Davidoff? I was like, Lancero? No, I'm good, thank you. Everybody trying to sell me on that shit.
And I feel like they're pushing that because they have to sell it. So that's a different story, right? But for 10 cigars, let's see how much that costs. It was bucks up. All right, sold out. Hey, sold out. Congratulations. What? All right, let's see the Millennium Lanceros. $290 for a box of 10. That's $29 a stick with less fillers, less of everything except the wrapper. And here's the thing though, I don't think they really use any more material than have to because they're still using the same piece of leaf. They just have less to cut off. Because whenever you're rolling a Toro, you're not gonna use exactly amount for Toro. You roll more than Toro, you cut the less off. Right? You cut the tails off. So they're not really using more or less tobacco per se. You know, they are just using.
They're basically using the whole tobacco, the whole leaf, basically.
Right. So it's not like they use more material for them. It's like they actually get less. It's more. I don't even think that it's more luxury or intricate or whatever. I think you get less. You get less of a draw too because obviously the airflow for that is less too, right?
To me, it just seems so long for the smoke to travel all the way up too. So I don't know.
So I'm looking up little articles as we're speaking. Did you know that the first Lancero was made in Cuba?
I wouldn't be surprised
made
because
for Castro.
Dude, Cuba rolls small cigars anyway.
Yeah, they roll
It was
small
made
cigars anyway.
for Castro.
You'll be surprised how many dictators like small, thin cigars. Why? Because it's easier to carry with them. Mm-hmm. Like Mao Zedong from China, the cigar he likes to smoke is tiny. It's very, very tiny, smaller than the regular Corona, but it's closer to a cigarette.
So,
and the reason that they made that cigar for Mao Zedong is because Mao Zedong smoked so much cigarettes that he was getting throat problem. He's not healthy. So they're like, okay, we'll make cigar for you. You smoke cigar instead. Maybe you'll be healthier doing that way. So they make cigar for him, but they had to make it very close to a cigarette size so that, he can smoke it like a cigarette, but not inhale it. And by the time they smoke halfway through, it's like a cigarette. So when they meet people, it doesn't look like they're smoking a long cigar. It looks like they're smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the size too feminine for me.
And I agree with that. That
I mean,
is something that is,
you like everything.
But I understand. Okay, so
if I
Martin,
see
you like
Lancero
Lancero
size, I would grab it.
Really?
Martin, you like Lanceros, right? And let's talk about that. How many percentage of cigar in your humidor are Lancero size?
Not very many because they're not readily available in the Lancero size.
Lancero size are everywhere. I've even seen the Murcielago in Lanceros.
You can buy
lately,
a lot of.
Lately, I've going through humidors. There are not a lot out there anymore that I've noticed around here anyway.
What about during your prime period where you had the most cigar in your humidor? How many percentage of cigars are Lanceros?
I don't know, probably about 5 to 8%.
5 to 8%. So for every 100 cigar, you have 8 Lanceros.
I remember the most I've had at one time was about, I don't know, probably about 10 to 15 Lanceros, and the rest of my drawers were filled with everything else. So I had a specific drawer on top that had Lanceros.
Okay, so you had 10 to 15 Lanceros, but at that point of time, you should have what, 200, 300, 400 cigars?
I had about 500 cigars ish.
So that's actually more like 4 to 5%, if not less.
Okay.
Right.
So I want to. If I like a size of a cigar, I will go online and order a whole bunch of that size. Right. I will have majority of that size.
Mm-hmm.
And you say you like Lancero,
mm-hmm.
but then you don't have Lancero.
Yeah, because like I said, they're not as easy to find.
Okay, so let's talk about a different way then. Martin, what is the last box of Lancero cigar that you have purchased?
I've never purchased a box of Lanceros.
Okay, what is the last box of cigar aside from Patrimonio Prensado that you had purchased?
Oh, dude, it's been a while since I purchased cigars. I don't remember. I think it was a Casa Cuevas.
Okay, so if you like something and you know that it may be available for that many years, but yet you had never bought a box of cigar, that really goes against that concept.
The concept of you
I
liking
mean,
it.
I just buy singles. If I see one that I like, I'll just buy a single of it.
But you know what I'm saying though? Like, it's like I like it enough to buy singles, but I like other size better that I'll buy a box. That's what the concept is right now. Because you will actually buy a box of cigar,
yeah.
but you never buy a single box
Yeah.
of Lancero.
Oh, okay. You know what? My last Lancero box that I bought was a Casa Cuevas. It was the Flaco.
Flaco is
So
not
I did buy
considered
a box
Lancero,
of the
right?
Flacos. I mean,
Is
it was
Flaco
like a
considered Lancero?
Lonsdale. So it's a skinnier.
Lonsdale, it's not
It's a
Lancero.
skinnier box.
Lonsdale
I mean,
is
it's the
actually
same
thicker than Lancero,
Sort
no?
of kind of size. Yeah, it was thicker.
Yeah, so it's not Lancero, and there's more room to put blends in there. So that kind of proves my point. Is that despite of what we think, Lancero is actually not that popular. It feels like it's like a marketing thing, trying to tell everybody that it's better, but it's not.
Like I don't like if they're so popular, they're so flavorful and all that. Why less shoppers carrying them, right? 'Cause
No,
when you go
for a
to-
while, every shop was carrying it. For a while, there was like 1 year, I think, 2021 or 2020. Every brand started to make Lancero for that 1 year. But
Oh, yeah,
after
that-
that, I don't hear about that much
Right.
anymore.
because it fell off. It's like a bitch cigar, they fucking that 1 year they find out when they smoke it, they're like, oh, my wife say, look, I look like a bitch smoking, and she's like, here's a fucking Toro.
Right? I see that happening, and I see that it was not that popular. Do I see once in a while people smoke Lancero? Yes, but I think I'm looking at a very small percentage, maybe 1 to 2% of people that I smoke with actually pulled out a Lancero to smoke cigar. So that means every 100 people I sit with, I see one Lancero.
Tell the truth, I
Right.
have the only person that I see that pull out Lancero was you. Or on
Yeah.
a random live
It
night.
was you,
Me,
Tony, or me?
Tony.
yeah, and I did that on purpose to piss
I
him off.
know. Yeah, he did. He's like, here's a freaking Lancero. And he sent me a Lancero. And I don't know, that thing gonna sit there I don't even know how long, man. Like every time I look at it, it's like, God damn it, Tony.
Let me smoke a Lancero in front of you now, all the time.
You won't be
Yeah.
able to because you don't have a box of Lanceros available.
If we're at a lounge, I'm gonna buy a Lancero just because and sit right next to him, smoke the fucking bitch cigar.
Do it, but then that's the thing. You're gonna.
You just call it a bitch cigar. I'm just saying.
No, because you're calling it a bitch cigar, so I'm going along with what you're saying.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
because-
but that's the thing though. Like he will be still smoking his Toro while you're about to buy the second Lancero.
Oh yeah.
They don't smoke fast. What are you talking about?
Whoa, no.
In comparison to a Toro,
yeah, they
Yeah.
smoke quicker, dude.
there's not a lot to burn.
I don't know.
There is not a lot
There's
to
not
burn.
a lot to burn, but if it's a nice Lancero, it'll last you a good while.
No, now you try to defeat physics.
Yeah.
It's like if it tastes good, fire burns slower.
No, it all depends on the pack of the Lancero.
There's
Right,
not
but
much
there's
to that.
exactly in the end, there's still less material in total against a Toro, right? The overall amount that the filler that's being burned, that's what's take the time to burn. There's got to be more in Toro than Lancero. So I'm pretty sure for every Toro that he's smoking, you had to buy 2.
Nah, it's not that much. Not that bad.
You sure?
Dude,
Plus,
if I grab like a Grand Toro,
you go
yeah.
through an
All right,
entire
we're gonna
box
do
of
this
Lancero.
next time when Tony comes down, we're gonna smoke. I'm gonna grab a Lancero and you grab a Toro. We'll see how much longer how much tobacco you have left on your cigar.
All right, let me work my skills on how to smoke some very slowly. 1 puff for 5 minutes.
Right?
1 puff per 5 minutes. No, I'm pretty sure because when I smoke Lancero, I ended up really quickly. I go through that cigar really quickly.
I smoke
There's not much to
Lancero.
burn.
Yeah, it go by quick.
Yeah. Like every time I take a puff, is
You can see that thing just a centimeter.
yeah, you can see that burn through. Like you can literally see about I don't know, quarter of an inch to half inch burn off from one puff.
I would say like half inch. Yeah,
Right.
you can see that thing burn quick.
Like if you take a nice deep puff and just let it go, that's a freaking half inch gone. And so there's not much room. But when you do a Toro, you take a nice puff, you get a fingernail. You get a nice tiny 1/8 or less of an inch off.
You could. Yeah. There's. You try to.
So I really don't think it's money worth. I really think that that Lancero doesn't give you the money worth or the flavor that worth the money. And that's why I'm questioning. And I'll be happy to see the comment from the listeners, what they think about Lanceros, and revisit that question, because I don't see the value of Lancero at all. So putting Lancero aside, Corona versus Toro. Now, the biggest problem with Corona is that it's got flavor. It's got a lot of flavor, and it's kind of got the same concept as Lancero because the wrapper is still more than the rest of it. But the cigar is that, well, number one, it's cheaper. That's fine. Number two, the burn time is significantly less. We're talking about 45-minute cigar, right? 45-minute or less cigar.
Yeah, I'd say 45 minutes or less, definitely.
But a lot of Corona tastes great.
Corona, yeah.
Yeah, like
Corona for some people is their favorite size.
Yeah, to me, like Corona is fine. Just not like one of those really long Corona.
It's a
What do you call
Lonsdale.
those? Yeah, Lonsdale, whatever they call. They call it double Corona sometimes.
Double Corona is okay. I think double Corona is like almost like a Robusto.
Yeah, like a Corona is fine. Like that ring gauge is fine. It depends too. Depend on the some Coronas like go very thin as well. Thinner than I would like it.
It's not gonna be as thin as Lancero. It still looks like a regular cigar. It's definitely thicker than a cigarette by a lot.
By a lot.
Right? So that flavor, I think that particular size Vitola could it stands on its own. It stands on its own. Like I don't think anybody who prefer Toro will not smoke a Corona.
Yeah. I would smoke a Corona.
Okay. So what about, let's go to the fat end. What about a flying pig?
Well, flying pig is just like, to me, just like
It's
nub.
a sausage. It's a sausage.
Just like a nub, right? In my opinion.
I like those.
Yeah, it's rounded.
I like the flying pig
rounded
size.
knob.
Yeah, it's a thick, short ring gauge, right? Bigger ring gauge.
4-inch cigar with 60 ring gauge.
Yeah, so it's like a nub.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you prefer that size over any other size?
No.
That versus Corona.
It's just
Which one would you
something
pick?
something different.
That versus Corona.
Corona.
Yeah.
I probably picked the flying pig, but that's just my thing.
Flying pig. There's a very limited amount of flying pig out there. There's
But
only
it's
like
just-
a handful of people that makes it.
Yeah, and a lot of them go to Jewish steak actually.
Yeah.
But it's
It looks
just
like
it's just a different
tiny
size
sort.
to try.
It's not too dry. People do like it. And,
No, people do like it. Yeah.
People do like it. I don't see a lot of them out there.
What I'm saying is like if you want something different, you'll grab a pig size, or if you want something different, you'll grab a Lancero.
Okay, so now go to the next one. Nub. We're talking about knob.
Like the
Versus-
nub.
The knob versus flying pig.
I can't do that. I don't like the nub. I don't
You know,
understand that.
the
I'll
knob
probably go with the flying pig
burns.
size.
The knob actually burns for an hour and 45
Oh
minutes.
yeah,
for me.
no,
I tested it out.
it burned a long time. Don't get me wrong, but I would like to have a full cigar, not a quarter of a cigar.
But it burns for a full cigar time.
Yeah, but you get the end of it, right? And usually
No,
the
they
end,
make the end really thick and they put tobacco that burns really slow on it. So
Yeah,
you'll burn like an entire cigar. That's an entire cigar.
Yeah, but it's not my thing. I don't.
Okay.
No.
How about Corona? No, that's a bad size. How about Torpedo versus Perfecto?
Ooh, that's a tough one, eh?
Perfect.
I like Perfecto because it's an interesting shape, right? It's different shape from just because of the torpedo. You can cut it off, and it's the only thing that's different is the mouthfeel,
Right.
right? At least the Perfecto is both end. It's so it could get tight and get loose. It just gives you more flavor, give you a little bit of transition. You get more stuff while you smoke it, and it just make me feel like a boss. Smoking Perfecto. Yeah, you know what I mean? The Perfecto shape is just like a crazy nice, when you grab onto it, it feels good, right?
Well, here's the thing though. Most companies make Perfecto quite small. It's not like that Davidoff LE Perfecto. That's a fat Perfecto. It's like a Perfecto Gordo.
Yeah, but
that one feels like a boss.
Yeah, but to me, that interesting shape of the cigar, I really like it.
Yeah, and technically, when you're smoking a Perfecto, when you're halfway through, you're a half torpedo.
Yeah, basically, right? But it's very interesting because it taper on both ends. That it just gives you a transition when you get to a bigger ring gauge, and it just transitions into it.
So how about this? And most people is not gonna agree that's the size, but how about a Perfecto versus a Shark?
It's the same fucking thing.
No, a Shark is shorter.
A Perfecto versus a Shark? You mean like a torpedo versus a Shark?
Bro, so the Shark, the Opus X Shark that I gave you, it's a longer Shark, man.
Right, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying like an actual Shark is actually a half torpedo.
Yeah.
It's not a full torpedo.
I don't know why they call it the Shark, to tell the truth.
They just wanted to have a name for the size.
Yeah, I know, but it's like that name don't make sense for the shape at all. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer.
It's like a shark fin.
A shark fin.
Yeah, and
that's a box. Well, that's like a torpedo, right? Like when you don't.
No, a torpedo is a torpedo because it's long. Shark is shorter. That's why it looks like a.
Yeah, but the shark fin is not square. Just saying.
Well, but again, now you're talking about it's a square torpedo.
Yeah, it is a square torpedo.
Yeah, so it's different.
It's a box press torpedo. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's and shorter.
I don't see it shorter because they seem like a full.
Okay, but it's okay. So that versus a torpedo, which one you prefer?
I would take a torpedo.
You'll take a torpedo?
Yeah, because the box, to me, most of the time it burned uneven. A lot of boxes burn uneven to me.
But they usually have better draw.
Yeah, but that's I usually don't grab a box press.
Okay.
I like the old shape, just the original round shape.
Cool. Round.
Okay. How about let's go to the next size up. The next size up will be let's go with Robusto versus a Gordo.
Whoa.
Robusto.
Robusto. The Gordo.
Robusto?
Yeah, because the Gordo, it get the dimension of that cigar with the roundness. It have too much air. It have too much surface to burn. It lose a lot of flavor. Right? In my opinion.
Okay.
And it make it feel like I have a fucking black dick in my mouth when I smoke it.
The fuck?
Oh my god.
Wow.
What? Wow.
Right. So
the shit you say, bro.
That's why I'm here, man.
Well, the Gordo, like we're talking about, there's two sides of Gordo, right? There's the smaller size Gordo, there's an enlarged size of Gordo, and the actual size Gordo, which is bigger than Toro.
The only Gordo that I know is 6x60.
60, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only Gordo that I think of when you say Gordo, you know?
Yeah, you can a lot of time you'll see like other cigars that call like a Robusto Gordo or something Gordo. That's just a little bit bigger.
Grand Tour Gordo or something like that.
Yeah. So, okay. And then the next size up. How about Toro versus Churchill?
Toro. Churchill, I don't know. I never liked the Churchill size.
It's too long.
So what I heard a story from an Asian guy. I'm pretty sure it's not true. Is that Churchill originally he smokes a lot of cigars. He smokes 15 cigars a day.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So 15 to 20. I can't remember what the number was. And he was smoking so much, and it's not necessarily that he was dying from the disease or anything like that, but he was smoking so much, he was drinking so much that his wife says, if he keeps smoking this much, we will go broke. Okay? So I think the time he was smoking a Toro or whatever, or maybe even a Robusto, because, Europe, you're smoking a Cuban. So cigars are usually small.
Yeah.
So what happened is that, okay, he tells his wife that, okay, I'll reduce my cigars to 12 cigars a day instead of 15. But he goes out and they'll freaking make a Churchill, so it's longer.
I mean,
That's the story why Churchill size exists, because he smoked less but more. He's smoking longer cigars but less.
It's a long, man. Churchill is the whole beast of a cigar, man.
So now when it comes to Toro or Churchill, I would choose Toro any day.
Any day. Oh my God. Just imagine,
Any day, because like
Churchill
at the end of that, everybody dies. At the end of that, you're like, look, 2.5 hours later, you're dying.
Man, just imagine, so, like me and you, we smoke big cigars sometime, and we die afterwards, man.
Yeah, we die. So, Martin, what do you, Churchill or Toro?
I would go with the Toro.
Go to Toro. Okay, Next, it's gonna be a funny one. All right.
Oh man,
Would you rather smoke a Solomon or a Sixto?
fuck. I prefer the Solomon. I would smoke the Solomon over a Sixto. A Sixto is just a Sixto is just really big, but with angles. It just feel really like when you rotate, you in your mouth like. Tuk, 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 tuk.
Are you talking about like the Placencia?
Yeah, the Sixto is like the multi-angle shape
like
thing. Basically a quarter pressed in.
It's
Solomon,
like, man,
100%.
like I'm just rotating that cigar in your mouth. You just feel like you're hitting speed bumps everywhere. It's just not cool. It just don't feel right in the mouth, and yeah. At least at Solomon, it looked nice. It looked like, it's a big cigar, but I wonder, why don't they make a Solomon smaller?
Because you need that taper. You need the shape.
You need
distance.
You need the distance. But man, if it's like,
they did make a Solomon smaller. That industrial cigar is basically a Solomon.
no. That one was just that. You know what? That cigar shape remind me of freaking those construction working cone outside when they working on the street. That what the shape fucking remind me of.
Okay, next cigar shape to compare. We're going back down a little bit. How about, and this is so similar, okay? Bellicoso versus Torpedo.
Aren't they the same?
No, they're not.
I think they're the same.
The cap are different.
The
The
caps
distance
are
between the
different?
cap. Yeah.
Yeah, the cap is more rounded than the Bellicoso.
One is actually more rounded, less sharp.
Yeah.
So there's
I
less
see.
distance of that smaller shape.
Yeah.
And the other Torpedo is sharper.
It's sharper, yeah.
Yeah. So Bellicoso then.
Bellicoso.
For me.
All right.
I would take a Torpedo.
Okay. What about, here goes, Pyramid or Bellicoso?
A pyramid? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Or a Bellicoso? Bellicoso.
And I call it Pyramid because somebody told me it was pronounced Pyramid. When I used
What's
to call
a
it
pyramid?
Pyramid.
Pyramid? I never heard
Yeah.
it. That's why I was a little confused. I was like, I know what you meant, but I was like, why the hell did he say it like that? But
What the people say it's like, Cuban. You
pyramid.
got to pronounce it differently. I don't know.
oh man,
I don't usually call that whatever.
Pero
Pyramid.
mide. Pero mide is what they're saying.
what is
Okay.
it?
Which
Pyramide.
pyramide,
Pyramid.
which is a
Okay,
pyramid
cool.
in Spanish.
Yeah, so that is actually even more. Like that's more like that industrial cigar that
Yeah,
but that's a lot longer.
it's a
But
lot
it's
longer.
actually.
But
And for me, that looks like a fucked up cigar. Somebody fucked up rolling it.
It just those shapes are very similar, so I would just go with the Torpedo. Like tell the truth, it's very similar.
You go with Torpedo.
Yeah.
How about a Robusto versus a Rothschild?
I mean, it's only like half an inch shorter.
It's 2 gauge smaller too.
I'd prefer the Robusto.
Robusto.
You know what?
How
what
about
do you
this?
prefer?
Me?
Yeah, you.
A Robusto.
Yeah, I know you're a Robusto
Yeah,
guy.
because when the Robusto looks too tiny, or like, what the fuck's wrong with
Yeah,
this?
like, you know, you guys, like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, now we're going up, okay? Presidente versus Grand Corona.
I would take the Grand Corona.
You would?
Yeah.
Dude, Grand Corona is 9.25.
Is it 9.25?
9.25 by 47.
What are the sizes?
Presidente is 50 by 8. 8 by 50.
Okay.
Okay. Now I prefer none. Too fucking long.
So an 8x50 would be like a longer.
That shit is like almost like a Churchill.
Longer. It's a longer.
It's even bigger than Churchill.
Is
It's
it?
bigger than Churchill. Yeah.
But Churchill
And then what's the
Churchill
other
is
one?
7 and 5/8 by 49.
Oh god, what the fuck?
Churchill is thinner.
It's thinner. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
So a Churchill
Yeah.
or a Presidente?
No, it was Grand Corona or Presidente.
Okay, so Grand Corona.
So you go all the way to 9.25.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's thinner though. It's 47.
Yeah, I take none.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Presidente because it's thicker
I
and shorter.
I'm just.
So how about the girth?
I'm just gonna walk by it.
Oh shit. I was gonna say double Toro, but I think double Toro is a Gordo.
Double Toro is a Gordo.
Double Toro is a Gordo,
Yeah.
right? I don't know why they make two names for that,
I have no idea why either.
right?
There's a lot of two names for like a lot of shape, and it's weird.
Well, some, in Cuba they use numbers, so they don't even make sense anymore, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So how about I'm trying to think of other shapes. Is that a shape? Is that a shape? Let's consider a shape.
It's a sheep.
I'm trying to look it up right now to see any shape I missed. Is that even a shape?
I don't know. Trying to think of different sizes.
How about Culebra? Culebra?
Calibra.
No,
Calibra?
fuck that shit.
Calibra is, to me, it's just a joke, right? In my opinion.
Pretty much.
No, they actually make those.
Yeah, I know.
They actually make
I know
those,
that.
but it's hard as hell to smoke it because the thing had to go through all
Like,
that fucking
it's
things
like
to get your mouth.
Okay, that cigar remind me of you smoking a vine
The egg.
tree.
A vine?
A
Oh,
vine from a
okay.
tree. That's what it remind me of. No, the egg is just horrible, man. What the fuck, dude? Like that. Yeah, fuck the egg.
Yeah, no.
At least,
Yeah, but
me and Tony smoked it.
The egg?
Yeah. Well, the way you smoke it was gangster.
Okay, yeah. To burn my face. Yeah. So yeah, good thing there's only one company that makes the egg and no one else.
Yes. Oh my
Because
God.
imagine people would just go, I'm gonna go through all the egg. Those people that go say, I want to taste everything from like Cheesecake Factory, every single thing. Then I'm gonna go through all the eggs. Let's go, Candela eggs,
Oh
Maduro eggs.
man. Yeah.
Imagine how long it would take to smoke a Candela egg without getting sick.
I don't want to know, man. I don't want to imagine.
Oh man.
I smoked one egg.
All right.
I would never touch another egg.
So let's now that we cover all the sizes and we all know what we prefer. Funny as it sounds, we prefer the regular sizes. Just give us the regular sizes, right?
Give me the regular size cigar because that's, like, I don't know.
But
Too big.
One of my favorite sizes will be the Solomon. Solomon is really like kick ass when you hold it on your hands. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just looks
It
great.
looked nice, but god
Yeah.
damn, dude, some of
I
those
agree.
Salomon are just like a digger, pretty much.
No, I think Solomon's is
big
pretty
stars.
standard. I like Solomon, especially the Alma Fuerte. They're good.
Oh, almost felt it. Yeah,
So-
they're great cigars.
All right. So how about let's talk about cigar color. The cigar color matters to you. Let's say if right now we have a blend of cigar that you like, all right? You just think of a cigar that you like. And regardless what it is, what color do you want your cigar to be? Like the color will not change the flavor whatsoever. Right now we're saying
would-
this, okay? The color will not change the flavor.
I don't know. Brown.
No, like a different shade, bro. Like, of course, every freaking leaf is brown, except for the Candela, but even Candela have
I
brown
don't
in
know.
it.
I mean, I
All right,
wouldn't
here's a
want
list of
fucking
colors,
purple
okay?
cigar.
Here's a list of color. All right, so we have Candela, we have Connecticut, and then we have Colorado, Caleros, and then we have Colorado, Then we have Colorado Maduro, and then Maduro, and then Oscuro.
Tell the truth, I like the Colorado color.
It's kind of like sexy chocolate color.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It looked nice. It looked like leathery and stuff. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. That looks like a cigar.
I mean, I don't know. I like the way that like a Habano looks, which would be like
Like a
not as
basically
dark as a Maduro, but not.
No, it'll
as
be a Colorado. Colorado is
Colorado,
basically
okay.
just Habano color, yeah. And the Colorado Maduro is that coffee color, like a really dark coffee color. And then you get the Maduro, which is start to get dark.
Yeah, you get dark, really
right?
dark.
And the Oscuro is just innocent. No, I mean just black. So,
Oh my God!
watch me get in trouble for that comment.
All right.
Right?
That'll be
Right.
fun.
So, yeah, I actually think cigar looks better darker color,
Oh yeah, the lightest shade it just looked.
unfinished.
Yes. The latest shade it just looked like okay, you didn't finish curing it. What happened?
Like, did you not like age it long enough?
Like,
Because like somehow you just think that if
That-
they age long enough,
that-
it's gonna be
to
darker.
me, it's-
But it doesn't.
It's like it's not fully ripened, right? That's how I look at it.
Right? It's like going to get furniture. You go get one of those like really white wood, like
Yeah,
versus
right.
like really dark wood.
You attracted to
Yeah,
more.
you want the dark wood. You want the cherry wood. You want a dark color. You don't want the maple. Like it's not even maple.
It's like you don't want
cardboard
like
white
freaking
color.
crush off wood table thing that's really light. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not attractive. The lighter cigars, in my opinion. And dude, when I look at like a Connecticut sometime in a lighter shade, you know what I hate the most? I see like spotted green.
Spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spotted
That's
green?
where
Spots.
it
Like,
didn't cure
what?
well.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
It
Well,
just didn't
sometimes they
cure
have a leaf that
Yeah.
kind of stack on each other and scoot it up.
I know, but it's like, come on.
But don't you think that's kind of cool? It's like camouflage.
No, it looked like it's a diseased leaf that didn't freaking get passed by. That's what it looked like.
All right. What about barber poles?
Barber pole, I used to thought like, oh, look at
I like
that,
a nice barber pole.
something different. But then the longer I smoke cigars, the less attractive it is because it looked like just more gimmicky than anything.
Right. And you know what bothers me the most is that the barber pole, that leaf is taped on there. It's a glue on there.
I thought
It's not rolled.
I thought they always rolled it with the two of the
Right,
wrapper,
you just
right?
stack two and just separate a little bit and roll,
Yeah.
right? But they were not. They were just like cut.
Yeah, they cut off and they just twist it on. Here's the barber. I like it. Just
Yeah, that kind of defeats the point a little bit for me because I would have preferred if somebody use a double thing.
a
and just
double
rolled
wrapper,
it.
right? That'd be like wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. Then you could actually taste two of the wrapper, whatever it is. That would make a whole different blend, right? But since you freaking just glued it on,
Some do
like,
that.
bro, what are you doing?
Some
Right?
do that and some do not.
A lot of them do not.
I don't think I've seen one that actually used double leaf that you can actually see two layers of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way they should be. If you lay two tobacco leaves down and then they
And
roll
just
it with the
separate.
cigar.
Yeah, that should be, but I have not seen one that's actually done that way.
I mean the Shamrock and the Filthy Hooligan are done that way.
I don't think Shamrock's done that way because
Yeah,
when
they
I
are.
take it apart, it doesn't separate.
I mean, I've never taken it apart, but they're double leaves.
I think that they double leaf, but then they tape the another string outside.
Like this-
they don't actually
like this one,
double leaf.
like
it.
this one. You see, it's
Yeah, they just tape
they,
it on
they
there.
tape it on. Like it make no.
That's a fake one, yeah. The one you're smoking is American by CAO, but that's just a fake barber pole.
Oh, we have fake barber pole, real barber pole. Is that just barber pole no more?
Yeah, no, because they take
No,
like
I
a
think that's
leaf
what it is, though.
and they just tape or they glue it on and wrap it around. That's not a real
Yeah,
barber
it's
pole.
gonna sound noisy right now because I'm gonna go look for a hooligan and see if I can peel the side off.
But yeah, I don't.
For science.
For science.
I don't think it's fair when you you say barber pole, but then it's not barber pole because I expected a brand new blend. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Nice, you found it quick.
I know you
I
found it
have
quick.
one. Oh
So
no, it
at
is
the
raw on
bottom-
there.
Yeah, it's a double.
No, hold on.
Was it a double?
No, this is roll like that, but one piece is actually not a full piece; it's a string. So that when the next piece, so you get a full piece on one of them. I think it's a Connecticut color, and the candela and the thing is only half piece. So they use the end and then just roll onto it.
Okay.
It's still real though. Oh,
It's still raw.
we
It's
we
not
call
glued on
it
there.
real and fake now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, this one is. I can understand why when I take it off, I don't see it inside because it's not a full piece in there. It's just a small piece in there.
Yeah, they probably put like a sliver. They cut off the sliver of it and just put it at the edge.
Yeah, it's like a half
Rolled
piece.
it
So when
on
they roll
top.
it doesn't stack over it.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. All right, but yeah. Now we know what is a real bubble pole, what is a fake bubble pole. Now that I open it, I might as well smoke it later.
But yeah,
Yeah, I remember where I have these like single cigars that I no longer buy. That's why it's easier to find. But yeah, it's in terms of cigar, there's so many options that it's funny that we always go to the most popular one, right? But like, what is the point to release those options other than the fact that it's cool?
well, sometimes, yeah, I think for like bulba pool and those design pictured cigars and stuff like that, it's for the people that like just got into cigars. They're like, oh crap, something look cool, catches your eyes. Then for us veteran smoker that we smoke cigar every day, we're like, can we just have a regular cigar that just tastes good?
Yeah, I mean, like for example, the football cigar from LFD, it's literally a picture of football just taped down there.
Literally, they put it like what? They rolled it into a perfecto, and then they glued the freaking thing on it.
Right, they just glue the picture on
You
there,
know?
and it's like, hey, there's a football
It was
cigar.
like, here you go.
How about that? Have you guys smoked that pipe-looking cigar, like the shape as a pipe?
I was thinking about buying them, but since you tell me that I might have a problem drawing that thing, I don't know.
No, because I think Joe Sparaccio has actually smoked one of those back in the
Yeah,
days. I seen him
that's true.
post a picture on that.
I remember
So he
Joe
was
did
able to
smoke one.
smoke
It's weird because it's shaped like a pipe, but you would think when you light it, it doesn't smoke straight. It would smoke. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
weird.
air can bend,
Yeah,
so apparently bends fine.
It would burn fine.
Yeah, like I thought about getting one many times, but I never saw one in real life, so I never bought one.
I did saw one in real life before, and I was
Really? In the store?
In the store, yeah. They have a box.
Yeah,
they have
I've
a whole
never
box
seen
of
that
it.
in the store. Because if
Do-
it's in
do
the
you
store, I
light
would
it?
have bought one.
But things
Do
like
you
okay,
light it like a pipe?
yeah, yeah, you do. But the thing is like, right, like the thing is that okay, one thing it was a pipe, but then there was a barber pole at the same time. I was I saw a whole box of it. Nobody touched it. But no.
That's too bad.
Maybe.
I would try it if I saw it,
Yeah.
but then like I just didn't want to buy it online because like I don't know how big really it is.
It's actually
so.
like a small pipe. Yeah,
like how small is a small
like-
pipe?
3-4 inch.
This is a small cigar?
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's smaller than that.
It's smaller than
Yeah.
that. Holy shit!
It's actually smaller than that.
I thought that's a small pipe. So I don't know. If I see
And how
one,
much
I
are
will
they?
buy one.
Oh man, how much
Like-
were they?
$10-15.
No, this place was selling for a fucking markup though. I saw it. There's a reason why I fucking wait. It was like $40.
$40 for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll turn around and go to the Davidoff wall.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't. I was hesitating. I was like, then I asked you guys about it. Like, have you guys smoked it before? You know, and I was,
No, that's why I've seen it a few times, but I never smoked one. And I probably would if I seen it in real life, but I've never seen it in the actual store that I've been to. Yeah, cigar size. That's definitely a gimmicky cigar size.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
What's it called?
Pipe
pipe
cigar.
cigars. Yeah,
It's made by LFD, right?
there's one made by LD as well. Yeah, LD.
I think LFD is making those weird things
Yeah, they
at one time.
They make up. No, they still do. They're still making weird stuff. So
I don't know. I'm not a big LFD fan. It's kind of weird because a lot of time I can't tell what cigars are what because they all use the same freaking
they
band.
do. They really do. I was like, sometimes, but the thing is, like, they put like in really small lettering right under the LD. It's like,
Yeah, nobody can read
Oh.
that shit. I'm old.
DBL makes one.
DBL? I'm also not a big DBL fan either. I don't know. Whenever I think DBL, I just think that it's like, I don't know. Like, I try to say double. Are you trying to say something?
Right. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I just the name doesn't resonate with me, so I don't go with it. But yeah, I think we do get attracted by certain cigar sizes and refuse to smoke certain cigar sizes based on the name of it or just the shape of it.
Oh yeah, like
right. So it's not really the flavor that bothers you.
no, the flavor bother you afterwards.
Yeah, the flavor bothers you after you smoke
Yeah.
it. It's too late. You already smoked
Yeah.
it. You already paid for it. You already bought it,
Yep.
right? And I think that's one of the reasons why, even though Lancero was very popular for a while and people stopped making it, it's just not that popular now. People like, I can get the same thing from a regular cigar. Why am I paying you more and to do this and that?
Yeah,
You spend extra 3 minutes making that tobacco. Big freaking deal.
Like the thing is, like, if it was so popular, why did it die out?
Maybe because it's hard to roll.
It didn't hold, right? It didn't hold the popular.
No, maybe it's very hard to produce, so they stopped producing it because they're not making whatever they thought the money was.
No, the thing I want to know, like, okay, the thing is, like, okay, I want to, out of all of us, right? How many Lancero do we actually have?
I have 2.5 boxes of Lancero right now.
And you have thousands of boxes.
Well, I'm not saying that. I know it's a good, huge percentage of my
Yeah, but
cigars.
it's funny, right? Like, even though for you, Tony, you're a collector. There's limited stuff, and you would fucking collect almost every fucking cigar out there if it's like limited enough, nice enough, whatever. And you wouldn't touch a fucking Lancero box, and it's from your favorite brand. Think of like it's from your favorite brand, limited edition, nice looking box, pretty much good presentation. Have a little tube, one cigar in the tube for you and everything, and you still wouldn't fucking touch it.
Yeah, it just doesn't resonate with me, and especially for that price, I could buy something else. It doesn't resonate. I mean, I can tell you for sure, my Lanceros in the house, 2 of them was Filthy Viking. I bought it because I actually like Filthy Viking, and it's a support to Cigars Daily and Tim Swanson. But the other half box, that's the freaking chop suey in that bento box I bought. I have no choice but to keep it.
Wow, you told me so. Okay, wow. And freaking for Martin, he liked Lancero, but he have none.
I mean, I haven't purchased cigars in a long time. You guys know my situation.
Yeah, no, it's not been that, right? It's not been that.
But even if you have that good situation, you wouldn't buy it. That's the truth.
Like,
Come
when
on.
Martin, like when you go out, right? When you went out, I see you here and there in the lounge. I ain't never see you take a picture of a fucking Lancero and say, "Here, this is what I'm smoking."
All right, that's going to be a thing now.
But I'm just saying.
Oh,
right?
shit. All right. I was like, hey, if he's going to start smoking Lancero every day, hey, so be it. We bet like every time he's not smoking Lancero, let's give him shit. So, hey, why you not smoking
No, but I'm
Lancero?
saying, like, how many people that say they like Lancero, but they don't have Lancero, which is weird, right?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that you might like, but you never go purchase it.
I mean, I do.
Because if I like a Lancero, boy, I'll have boxes and boxes of them.
Yeah. I have never seen Martin purchase a Lancero, but that's okay.
Well, now we're gonna put him on the spot. He's gonna go do it just to do it, right?
No,
he won't.
I used to buy Lanceros. Anytime I would see them, I would buy them.
I've seen Albert smoke Lancero a few times.
A few times.
Yeah. In the past few months.
Even though, if you like Lancero so much, even though you could buy cheap Lancero, right? There's budget.
What the hell is a cheap
There's
Lancero?
no.
Lancero overall, I think, is inflated in price. Period.
There's, no brand Lanceros, I bet, that you can buy.
I don't think there is no brand Lanceros just because it's harder to produce. It makes no sense to be no brand Lanceros.
I think there is. I seen some long ass cigar that have no band on it. I'm just saying, and it's
Yeah, but they might be Lansdale than
same
Lanceros.
thing. Fucking all bitches cigars.
No, Lansdale, you can actually use the machine to do it. You're going to pull that lever and go at it,
Well, I'm just saying, it's funny.
So I can see that's mass produced, but then, if it's too small, you can't use the machine to do it. It's just not efficient, I guess, to do that. So at that point, I think that's what our 1 hour, and I think we addressed pretty much all the sizes. If we miss a size, let us know, because I think we cover all the sizes of cigars. And
Oh no, we didn't cover 9x90 or anything like that. Yeah,
we did. The what's the thing called? Grand Corona. It's basically that size range.
Grand Corona, 9x90.
I just thought
What are you talking about?
Grand Corona is Grand Corona is 9.5 by 47.
Yeah, I'm saying 9 by 9.
It's not size range.
No, it's not.
And
Tony,
after
listen
that-
to 9 but
All right, okay. Let me finish. 9 by 90 is not a normal cigar size. It's not. There's no other company making that size. Period. There's like 2.
3, maybe.
All right, they are not a cigar size. That's a dick.
All right.
Excuse my French. Anybody holding one of those things, I'm gonna think that you're holding someone's wiener.
Oh, shit.
It does not look good. However you hold it, it's not gonna go between 2 fingers. You're gonna pound that thing. All right, that is
Wow.
not a size. Jeez. Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Right? Let's just be honest here, okay? That is not a cigar size. That thing, it doesn't matter who is smoking it. It looks like you're doing some happy ending shit. Okay? It doesn't matter who's smoking it. There's no glamorous way to smoke a cigar that big.
Unless you're the Hulk. I can see that.
No, it doesn't matter. You will be holding it like this, not like this, not like this, and you'll be like, all right?
Oh my god, we need image for that. What the? Oh god.
This is why I can do it, because it's not an image. But then that's how it looks like. There's no glimmer way to smoke that cigar. That cigar is not a cigar. You do not smoke the way the cigar is being smoked. Now that ash falls down, it looks like a freaking great dang shit.
Yeah, it does. It's freaking gigantor.
All right, so yeah, that's not a cigar. I'm not even gonna compare it to that size. Anyways, that's it for the show today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, especially my last few comments. Gotta get me in trouble. So we'll have another episode next Sunday. I will see you guys there. Bye, guys.
All right, see ya.
Later, guys.
You've been listening to the In the Shadows podcast. There's nothing like a fine cigar, and that's our passion. And on the show, we'll talk about everything and anything cigars. And you know what happens when you get a bunch of guys together smoking cigars. The conversations go on. And that is what this show is all about. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. Remember, everything you need is on YouTube at Soy Sauce Assassin. The live show is every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And get cigar reviews. Wishing you long ashes. We'll see you next time on In the Shadows podcast.